From the City of Angels, you're listening to the James Salazar Media Podcast. On today's episode, iPhone 11 review. So let me strike the music and I'll meet you on the other side.
Engage.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Say hello to my little friend.
No, I am the Father.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
And welcome to the James Salazar Media Podcast. Welcome, my fellow Americans. Welcome, my savages. Welcome to where you get your weekly dose of pop culture, politics, and futurism. I am your host, James Salazar, aka The Media. How you doing? We have a lot to talk about today. A lot to talk about. I'm going to review the iPhone 11 and the freaking adventure that turned out to be. Also, we're going to talk a little bit about some news, some futurism. We are jam-packed with content today. So let's get into it first of all. So the Democrats are, Nancy Pelosi said they're going to start impeachment proceedings. And there was a fight between, there's a new guard in the Democratic Party ran by AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and it is drowning, bullying, pushing out the old guard of Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer. And AOC threw the gauntlet down and said Donald Trump's, she said all these other issues that the Democrats are focusing on are nothing compared to impeaching Donald Trump. And here's the problem. I don't think the numbers are looking good for them based on the debates. The person who has the highest numbers, Joe Biden, and he has a lot of issues. Let alone his background with his son and Ukrainians, his constant verbal gaffes. It ultimately means that when they go up against the Donald, that he will get destroyed. I mean, Donald Trump's already destroying them. And I think the numbers are not looking good out of the debates. I think when they actually look at the real numbers that they're privileged to, I think it shows that they're going to lose really well. So I think they realize that the messengers are not up to snuff. They're not up to par. So therefore, let's go back and destroy the competition as opposed of having better and more cogent ideas. But this is a last-ditch effort. I mean, here's the problem. They're going to lose the moderates over this because, the far right, Donald Trump can do no wrong. The far left, Donald Trump can do no right. But the middle, half the middle, it was an even flow of them considering that he might be in collusion or he may not be in collusion. They were expecting the information to come out. But now that all the information has come out that Donald Trump has no collusion, or they can't find collusion, I think the moderates are saying, okay, well, let's get on with running the government. And I think this is going to turn off a lot of moderates because, like I said, Republicans are always going to find it wrong, whether it's needed or not. Whether it's needed or not, and the Democrats and liberals, Donald Trump can never do anything right. So, but the middle of America, they're going to look at it pragmatically, and it's going to turn out at the end of this 4 years that the Democrats, who are easily triggered, easily offended, are sore losers. And instead of working on a better answer, better ways to combat with Donald Trump, but at the very end of the day, people will vote their pocketbook. People do not want to change what is going good for them. Now, I'm talking about the moderates, because liberals will shoot their own foot if it meant Donald Trump not becoming president again. That's not even an issue. We heard people like, what's that guy from Real Time? The guy who said he's hoping for the recession. Yeah, because he's rich. It's not really going to affect him. He has post-tax money. He has money in his savings. It's the poor people that was going to be affected. And the poor people, if they get affected, they'll definitely vote against the president. And you shouldn't want a recession on any people, especially people who have less means than others. So, the key to the election, and has always been, which has always been the moderates, the middle. Now, granted, the middle are always less educated on the subjects and on the, what do you call those fools? The candidates. The candidates, conservatives and liberals will watch every vote they ever had and what they did in their past, and they will crucify him by those things. The moderates are not going to follow it that much. They're just going to go on a knee-jerk reaction based upon how pretty much they like the person, right? And let me tell you something. This is why Barack Obama won. Because Barack Obama, if you're hearing large engines, large trucks next to me, because I'm on the freeway doing my podcast, on my way to rehearsal, an opera rehearsal, trying to get it done. Please do not be distracted by the streets of Los Angeles. I'm on the 5 freeway heading to downtown LA. But what was I saying? Yeah, Barack Obama, moderate with his words, radical with his actions, but the middle's checked out by then. Once somebody's been elected, they're going to go on with their life and hope that they voted for the best guy. And they're not going to really get into the politics. Someone who's into politics like me knows that Barack Obama seemed very pragmatic, smooth talker, great orator, talked in moderate terms. And then when he got in, he did very radical things that kept our economy slow longer than it should have been. And that's neither here nor there. And Donald Trump, a personality, not so slick, but the vein of frustration with politicians saying one thing and doing the other. And this social identity politics being lambasted over still predominantly electric white people, there was a backlash and Donald Trump came in. Now, if Donald Trump can make pragmatic sense while insulting people in a funny way, like low energy Jeb and lying Ted and crooked Hillary, Pocahontas, all these things that he does, people will vote for him. Because now it was a risk before, now it's something they're comfortable with. And they're seeing the sour grapes of all these politicians still trying to impeach him based on no information at all. They feel there's something wrong, so therefore they want to impeach. This is literally what they're doing. Literally what they're doing. They're going based on their feelings, and they want to impeach based on their feelings, not based on any facts or any proof. And the information is so convoluted that those who don't like Donald Trump, there have been people who clearly have lied about the things that he's done, and it's kind of discern the truth from the lie. It's like the fog of war when it comes to Donald Trump and the accusations that are being made about him. So at the very end of the day, here's this group of people that, number one, that believe in cancel culture. They believe in the extreme forms of the Me Too movement, where there is no due process, where any woman can make an allegation of a man without proof. You know, when it comes to those things, the truth comes out. I mean, I'm an opera singer. Placido Domingo has been accused of sexually harassing people. And if it's one person, you're like, okay, that sucks. Maybe this misunderstanding, maybe this is a disgruntled person. Yeah, but now you got 20 people have come out and said he's done that. So this is a pattern of behavior. Clearly a pattern of behavior. Still, nobody knows what really happens. You really can't convict him on it. You may be able to sue him on it. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to cut your ties. So, I don't know why I brought that up. And, damn it, someone's cutting me off. Fool! I don't owe your mama no money. Get off the road! Alright, enough of that. Oh, open lane. Yeah, so at the end of the day, Donald Trump is more electable now than he was back then. And that's why he's going to win. Because there's nobody in that group of people that are running, they're going to win him. The media, who's totally in the bag for the Democrats, because they're all Democrats and whatever. I don't even care that is that true. I mean, there's so what? We have to fight an uphill battle to get our shit done. That's why our victories will be bigger. That's why our victories will be better. And that's why when they lose, they flip out and their personalities come out. The kind of personalities that come out when people are left of center, when these people lose it, forget about it. You don't want to be a part of that. You want no part of that. You don't want to fucks with that. Why do you want to hang around such people who scream out in the turn, just who block cars? You're literally, if you vote for a Democrat, you are voting for people who stop the freeways and punch people in the face and make Nazi allegations without even knowing the person. What a cruel world we live in. and it suffers no fools. That's all I have to say about that. So they're trying to do. It's not about. I guess that's not all I have to say about that. Yeah. So because they ain't coming off the way they like. Joe Biden's looking like a bumbling idiot, and he's the one that's in the lead. He's the one that's in the lead. Pocahontas coming right up on his heel, but she's so troublesome. She literally is one of the big offenders of cultural appropriation, in the sense that she lied that she was an Indian and got a free ride in college. Now that we know that she has like less than 1% Indian in her. That, if that's not cultural appropriation, I don't know what is. And if you're going to vote for her, being the violator of that type of cultural appropriation, stealing money from minorities and from Indians that should have went to Indians, Native Americans, then I don't want to hear cultural appropriation again. Every time I hear a cultural appropriation, and I'm going to ask them, did you vote for Pocahontas? If they say yeah, I don't want to hear your mouth. Shut the fuck up, go home, sit down, know your role, and shut your mouth. Whatever. The iPhone 11. So, my phone was taking a crapper. I was all the way filled up with data. And I think I had 126, and my phone wasn't working anymore, so I needed to get the new phone. I wanted to wait for the iPhone 11 to come out. I saw it up there on that Apple conference. It was so beautiful. So I said, I'm gonna get this thing. So the day before the day of, I knew I wanted to. I kept on trying for it, and they were all sold out. And then the day, Saturday morning, I go through the Apple app's way of trying to find out if you could purchase it, and I go through all the prompts of what I wanted. Midnight Green, Max, 512, and it says Manhattan Beach, California, Manhattan Village. So I put my credit card in, bam, boom, ba. Set my appointment at 7:30. Head down to the Apple store. Smooth ride. Get there, wait in a 2-hour line. Kept on talking to the people. You know what? All they have to say, hey, all you need to do is get in line, and we're going to get you your order, and it's okay. We know that your times are well. That's all you have to say. But they're like, no, go in line. And people kept on getting up asking them, says, if I'm out the line at 7:30, am I going to get it? Like 20 people asked a person. Just say that when they're asking. Says, hey, wait in line. We know this will save your place. We know that you're logged in now. Wait in line. Whatever. Okay. But they never said that. They were too busy, or they didn't think about it. So basically, every person got out of the line and says, hey, if I'm in the line here, and I'm outside the line, and my appointment's at 7, am I going to get my phone? They're like, yes, you're logged in. So whatever. So I go in there. Now, I'm on a family account, which I am not the account holder. So I go in there, waiting this 2-hour line, and they say to me, your name's not on there. They say the person's name, my mother, so I said, no, but I'm on the account. I'm able to pick him up. And he says, well, your name's not on it. You can't have it. You're gonna have to go. You're gonna have to come back. We're gonna have to get it a different way, or we didn't discuss, because I definitely pulled back the media. Said, look, I've been here for 2 hours. on here, if you can just give me a moment to fix this. And I said, is there any way we can fix it? Well, you can have to make yourself a primary account holder. So I said, okay, let me make a phone call. So I go over there and I tell my mom, you need to call up Verizon and make me a holder. What do you call it? I don't know what the word is. Someone who can make decisions on the account. So I called her and said, you need to do this. 10 o'clock, it's like at 9 o'clock at night, Saturday. She's like, what? So she makes a phone call. She proceeds to wait for an hour online on the phone with Verizon, trying to get to have them put me on as a one of the major users. So I'm like, what's taking so long? Calling her back and forth, and 2 times when I called back and knocked her off, and I was like, oh shoot, I'm making the situation worse. So I call, and it's getting close. I see there's only like 5 people in the stores. All the doors are locked. 5 people are in the store. And I'm like, they're going to kick me out of here pretty soon. He says, as long as there's people in here, we'll still work with you. I was like, all right. So I said, I better call Verizon myself. So I call Verizon. I get through immediately. I have no idea who my mother was calling. She'd probably be calling one of her sisters. I have no idea. But she was she was online and I got in right away. Who knows? Maybe because I was in Manhattan Village and rich people and they knew the signal came from there and they were going to answer someone from Manhattan Village faster than someone from La Puente, California. That's probably not it, but it's intriguing to think it might happen that way. Never mind. So I go freeway the call to my mom. All of us are on the line. Mom, I said, okay, my mom wants to talk to you. My mom tells them, put them on as a primary user. Primary user, that's the word. Primary user. And you did that. Boom. Bada bing. Bada boom. There we go. But it's late at night. I give them my own phone. They said, we're going to give you the full $200 credit. It's pretty nice shape. I'm all, awesome. So we erase my phone. They give me the new phone. I go in my car, set up my new phone. Finally, which took about an hour without a freaking Wi-Fi, just doing through cellular. And I realize, and I go into my bank account and I realize they took $200 instead of giving me $200. But then they were completely closed. How was I going to solve this problem? Go the next day. I couldn't solve it to go down there the next day because I was at Knoxberry Farm. $200 short. Here I'm thinking I'm going to get $200 up. I'm $400 down. Needless to say, I was very upset. Called them all day. Finally got through. And I talked to one guy named Helmick. And he said he was going to get a manager on it. Which I found out he never did. Call back again. Asked for Helmick. Nobody knew the hell Helmick was. Talk to Steven. So I'm telling Steven, hey, I'm in this situation. I need money. I'm at Knoxberry Farm with my family. You've sort of taken some of the money that's going to be spent here today. In a way you can resolve this. They tell me we're going to have 1,000 people in today picking up phones. It's highly unlikely that we're going to get to today, which depressed me. I was sad, very upset. And he says, we're going to have to get back to you into 38 and 48 hours. I was like, what the fuck? Why so long? He's all, we're just busy. I just can't promise you anything. I said, look, Steven. Do me a favor. Here's my situation. I'm over here in Knoxberry Farm. I'm going to spend money. I'm not going to have the money. I need them to take care of it today. Can you do this for a favor for me and try to see if a manager will deal with me, will work with me? He says, let me see what I can do. So I'm on hold for a half hour, Knoxberry Farm. My daughter and my wife are on the Ghost Rider. Takes about a half hour or 45 minutes for them to get through that. And then he comes back. He says, I got a manager on it. I'm not going to be able to get back to you. He's going to call you later. He's going to call you later, but we're going to have someone work on it. I said, fine. I really appreciate it, Stephen. You're a gentleman and a scholar. Boom. Hang up. Go through my day at Knoxberry Farm. Try to enjoy my day. Call back at 6 o'clock. Waiting on the phone. They said, come. They said, we figured out what the problem was. You need to come down to Manhattan Beach again tomorrow, because we're going to be closing at 6. So I think I called him at 5. So, because they were going to close an hour later. And he said, just bring your car so we can dump the money back on top and fix the situation. I said, great, thank you. So the next day I got up, and first thing I did, drove to Manhattan Beach, gave me my money, and the rest was history. So that's my little adventure. Kind words. The squeaky wheel always gets the grease, but if it squeaks too much, just throw that shit out. I mean, you got to make sure you got the thing in the hand before you talk your shit. I don't care to talk shit. Once I have what I want, all my emotions die down, and I'm over it. Some people are not, and I always, but the people who are not thinking, who are not using their intelligence, is insulting and berating people before they get what they want. There are people. I've worked customer service. There have been times where I have already situated in my mind, based upon how these people are talking to me, that they're not going to get what they want, and I'm going to make a tons of excuses of why it can't happen, because I just don't like that motherfucker. And I know that about me, so I always try to be nice to people until I get what I want, and I'm always nice after, because you don't know. And at the very end of the day, that's someone's daughter, that's someone's son, kid, grandmother, mother, grandfather, father, uncle. I mean, and truly, if they truly disrespect you, do you need to be the bull in the china shop? At least that's what I think. So it's a beautiful phone. I got the Max. It's very clear. The screen's awesome. The sound is loud. I mean, I went in rehearsal yesterday, and I went to show, and I had the sound loud. It was high. And they heard it all the way in the practice room while playing piano with opera singers. They heard it. And we were outside. Granted, the door was open, but they heard it. I mean, some of those iPhones speakers were shit, but this one's pretty good. Seems very functional. I like the new. I already getting used to the face recognition. I keep on trying to put my finger there because it will ring my fingerprint, but that's all technology now. So, and I really love the backlit background that you can choose now, which is so much easier on my eyes because my eyes are shitty. So, but it's definitely strong. It's made very well. Love I'm easily impressed right now because my old iPhone, because it was so packed, it had no more room for anything, was working pretty shitty. So basically anything would have been good, but it's nice and beautiful. I definitely recommend, if you're an iPhone lover, it's definitely worth it to get it. It's smooth and sleek, And I have no trouble with it right now. I'm just downloading all the apps I had to get rid of and rediscovering them again. So I'm having a good time. Oh shit, I'm gonna miss my exit. Son of a bitch! Get the fuck out of the way! You ain't gonna fucking do nothing! What you gonna do? You ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't doing shit! Past my exit. God damn it! Gonna be late. I was late already, but gonna be more late than I intended. So I love it. It's pretty awesome. YouTube, very clear. The screen's amazing. I gave it all the test audio. I'm recording my podcast on it right now. And the sound is more that because I'm driving and I don't have a mic and I'm speaking into the phone. So you'll be able to judge that part of it. And the software I'm using is easy to use, but it may not be the best. What the fuck? This dude, what are you doing, homie? People stop at a green light. What the hell is their problem? I'm not in the mood right now. I'm not in the mood. God damn son of a bitches. Get the fuck out of the road. All right. Let's get into some futurism. Yeah? What do you think? You think? Okay, I'm off the road in a much better environment. So, the first headline I want to get in today. The U.S. military threatens to bomb millennials storming Area 51 on Friday. Approximately 75 alien enthusiasts gathered in Nevada desert for storming Area 51. Joked Facebook event that went viral back in June. But just before those folks met up for what ended up being a far smaller event than expected, a public relations unit within the U.S. military took to Twitter, shared a joke of its own, threatening to kill attendees with a stealth bombers. On Friday, the Defense Visual Information Distribution Service tweeted a photo of a B-2 stealth bomber along with a caption, "The last thing millennials will see if they attempt to raid Area 51. The unit later deleted the tweet and apologized for posting it in the first place. Now, let me tell everybody. There's planes that come out of Area 51 every single day. I'm not going to go in whether I think it's true or not. I personally don't think it's true. I don't think they're way too far, unless they created, they have the ability to fold space, which we intend to hope to have someday. And if we can do it, then I'm pretty sure they can do it, and then crash. But people who can fold space are not going to let some cavemen, which we are compared to any space race that can travel multiple miles and fold space, let them keep their alien bodies. I just don't see that happening. Or they could be indifferent, but the fact of the matter is that once the Pentagon heard about this, and if it ever gets any credibility, they'll just put those aliens' bodies on a plane that go in and out of there, on a truck that goes in and out of there every single day, and put it somewhere else. So it's pretty stupid. I mean, they fly in the employees to Area 51. They could very easily put it in the cargo bay. So it's just stupidity upon stupidity. Even if you think there's aliens there. They're definitely not going to keep them there. And you wouldn't know if they were moving them or not. Dummies. Watch Boston Dynamics humanoid nail a tricky gymnastic routine. Now, I've watched this video. Boston Dynamics is probably the foremost experts on making robots. Robots that pretty much can do things that humans can do. And it does a gymnastic routine. When you watch this video, it's amazing and frightening all at one time. We're going to see, not so far away, in the next 5 to 10 years, legislation coming up allowing robots to fight our wars for us. This robot can easily shoot a gun. And I encourage you to watch the video. It does a somersault, does a 360 turn, all in a fluid motion. Handstand. Very agile. And if they can get it doing it fast, and they can get it doing, they may not allow it to make the decisions, but we can, just like our drones, we can have the American soldier be a video gamer. I'm going to put a link in the show notes so you can watch this video, but it is frightening. We are so close to robots taking over industries like service, very dangerous jobs, to military, home cleaning. Every family might have a robot in this greatest nation on God's great earth. It's a frightening thought, but if you don't have to wash the dishes, we'll see if we can get down to those minute things, those very like massages, and not hurt you. Can read the tension in your back and what you can take. Washing dishes without breaking them. Forget it. Once they can master the subtleties of human movement, sex bots. And then marriage is destroyed. Because if men put up a lot of shit from women based on that they're going to have sex, if they don't need women to have sex no more, there's going to be a lot less guys getting married. And then we'll have a big problem with the population growth. So, that's all I'm going to say about that. Report: terrorists could 3D print weapons of mass destruction. Now, this goes back to the gun debate. I've always said to people, it's too late. With the advent of 3D printers, we can print guns in our own homes. And, until I saw this article, I really didn't consider, so could terrorists, and they also could print weapons of mass destruction. They can create everything that is needed to create a nuclear bomb up until the plutonium or uranium to create nuclear weapons. If they can just get that, the 3D printer will make the rest. And that's a frightening idea. The advent of 3D printers will make it close. It's going to be like growing pot in your house. You're going to have people blow the whistle on you. And but everybody can get a 3D printer. And everybody can grow pot in their house, I guess. They're going to have to make 3D printers illegal. And that's not going to happen. The materials, they're going to have to monitor materials maybe. But, you know, the Brave New World will make it very harder for gun control. And obviously very harder for bomb control. For one, a nation such as North Korea, which already has a WMD program, could increase its weapon output by using the tech to rapidly print parts. There are also possibilities that someone, be it a nation of or terrorist group, could use the tech to directly establish a new WMD program. Finally, the report author warns that the 3D printer and AI could lead to an unexpected WMD threat. This would be something completely new that no one here is really thinking of. I was thinking about it. And it's a scary thought, people. And believe me, there's some sophisticated people who realize this. There's some sophisticated terrorists that got the finger on the pulse of what to do next and what would be the easiest target. When you create a nuclear bomb, all you have to do is rent an apartment in a populated area. You don't even have to bring it to like a train station or some shitty place like that. You can just create it in your apartment and set it off in your apartment. Kill 100,000 people. Put your video up there and say, I did this for Allah. Or for the white race, whatever terrorist groups we're dealing with today. A brave new world also means a scary new world. And living in big cities seem less and less appealing. Thank God I live in the suburbs. SpaceX is installing this Tesla battery in Starship prototype. Yeah, so someone saw Tesla putting let me read it for you. Eagle Eye observers near SpaceX Boca Chica test site in Texas have spotted the space tech company installing what appears to be 4 Tesla S or X battery packs into one spaceship, the MKI headers tanks. So, this is an interesting example of a cross-pollination between two massive companies, both headed by billionaire Elon Musk. So, my friends, this is obvious. I mean, he's sort of the guy to go to for battery technology. Why wouldn't you take what works and put it into the big ship? It's so obvious. I don't know if it's news, but yeah. When things happen, that's going to take people to space, to Mars. It says the prototype is the first full-scale test vehicle spaceship, vehicle SpaceX massive spacecraft designed to ferry up to 100 people to distant destinations, including Mars. A scaled-down prototype called the Starhopper was put through its paces throughout the year, laying the groundwork for the Starship Mk1. So, my friends, that's what that means. Awesome. Here's how we could feed millions on Mars. So basically, we're going to have to do traditional planting techniques, and we're gonna have to bring some plants there, and some bugs and insects. So it's gonna be a heavy diet of plant, insects, and but let me tell you something. And this says they can feed 1 million people, 1 million colonists. Let me tell you, if there's 1 million colonists there on Mars, which is gonna be plenty of land. You don't think people are gonna bring animals up there to eat, to play? Because sending food up there, it's unsustainable. We have to grow it. It's not going to work if we're going to colonize Mars. But a good startup right now, and anybody can take advantage of this, once people start going to Mars, you can be someone who packages your meat, sends it over to Mars for a nice price. So, beef from Mars, like a, like a thick cut of ribeye, which is like $15 at Ralph's, it's probably $100 in Mars. That should be the markup, most likely. And it's a luxury. And other meat products. If the people of Mars think that the Mars is going to be a vegan paradise, let me tell you something. It is going to be the alpha males, the apex predators of the human race that are going to visit Mars first. And let me tell you, 9 times out of 10, they are meat eaters. So, if you want Mars to be a vegan paradise, then I suggest you start gearing your children to be that type of people. I mean, I've only known a couple, like Nate Diaz, UFC fighter. He's a vegetarian. So, but everybody else is a meat eater, most likely in the UFC. So I'm just telling you the kind of personality that goes up there. They're going to eat. They're going to want a nice steak once in a while. They're going to want to eat some hamburger meat. They're going to want to eat some chicken. They're going to want to eat some fish. Fish is going to be hard. When you go to Mars, fish is going to be a delicacy. Like lobster? Oh my God. $1,000 for lobster. So if you're gonna eat well in Mars, you're rich as fuck. Okay, everybody, that's all I got for today. I mean, there's a lot more we can get into, but it needs like its own podcast. I just wanted to get you some heads up on some ideas here. Hey, you can follow me on any of my Instagram, on any of my social media platforms. My brain fart right there. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Pinterest. Come check out my boards. They're very thoughtful and calculated. Facebook. What else is there? Twitter. I'm on it all. Also, in the next podcast, we'll be entering the Matrix with another coaching corner. And until then, my friends. Oh, and if you need coaching yourself, go to my website, jamessalazarmedia.com. Check out my services. You might want to enter the Matrix and become the best version of yourself. So, my friends, when the storms of life come against you and you find yourself on your knees, stand tall, take a look at that storm, and say what my sensei Jack Burton always says: give me your best shot. Strike the music.